live for its root. Root for the Marlins on FanDuel Sports Network. Marlins games, announcers, and more Marlins games. Did I mention they have the Marlins? Stream now.
Visit Mikasuki Casino and Resort, where fortune meets fun. With over 1,800 slot machines, high-stakes bingo, 24/7 poker, and exciting high-limit slots, there's something for everyone to enjoy. From luxurious accommodations and exquisite dining at La Brisa to live entertainment and handcrafted cocktails at Temp Lounge, we thank you for choosing us as the premier casino, resort, brunch, and date night spot in Miami. Reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Mikasuki Casino and Resort online at mikasuki.com.
Miami Marlins fans, we celebrate every victory together. But when life throws you a curveball, whether you're injured at work, hurt in an accident, or facing a disability, you need a team that knows how to win. At Werner Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, we fight for you in personal injury, workers' compensation, and disability cases. With decades of experience, we make sure you get the benefits and compensation you deserve. Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to LoanDepot.com and let us help get you home. That's LoanDepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Well, the Marlins fall to the Cleveland Guardians on Thursday night in the rubber match in the series finale at Progressive Field, 9-4 the final score. And the Marlins put up a threat at the end. They stranded the bases loaded. Liam Hicks lined out to short to end the ball game, but they did get the Guardians closer into the game in Cade Smith. This was a weird game from the jump. Tanner Bybee had a 4.6 ERA coming into this one, but he is a talented starter, signed a 5-year contract extension coming into the season right before opening day. And Bybee allowed 3 runs right away in the top of the first inning. Edward Cabrera, by ERA, has been a top 5 pitcher in Major League Baseball since the beginning of the month of May. This guy, for some reason, it just wasn't really clicking early today either. And he allowed 3 in the bottom of the first, but then Cabby really settled in. He looked like the Cabby that we've seen dominate Major League Baseball over the last 3 months. And Bybee started to really settle into a rhythm as well. So the final lines on Cabby and Bybee: Cabrera went 5 1/3, Bybee went 5 2/3, but Cabrera 5 earned runs, 3 of which came in the first. He did K6 and walked 3. Tanner Bybee 5 2/3, 4 runs, 2 of which were earned. He struck out 5 and walked 4. But then got into the Guardian bullpen, which has been one of, if not the best in baseball since the All-Star break. And the Marlins just couldn't really, get anything going against that Cleveland Guardians bullpen. It's a really tough task. And unfortunately, the Guardians bats got to Valente Belloso when Cleveland was up 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th. They put together a 4-run 7th inning. But the Marlins ended up going down in the 8th and 9th, and that was a series win for Cleveland, who's one of the hottest teams in baseball. They've won 11 of their last 14 ball games. Meanwhile, the Marlins have dropped 5 of their last 6. We will step aside. We'll play the highlights in this one when we come back on the Marlins Radio Network. New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep, out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career, second homer against Gavin Williams in the first, and the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again, out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers, and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse. Now, 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practically walk home from third base. Kyle Stowers gets right. His first hit of the night is an RBI single, and it's another run. It's 8-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th.
Listening to the 10th inning show on the Marlins radio network.
Well, the Marlins fall to the Cleveland Guardians 9-4 on Thursday night in Cleveland before heading up to Boston, Massachusetts for 3 against the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Let's run you through how this ball game sounded. Again, it was all Fish early. They ambushed Tanner Bybee for 3 in the top of the first inning, and it started with a screamer off the bat of their DH tonight, Augustin Ramirez. 1-0 pitch. That one smacked. It's a fair ball down the left field line. It hits off the wall just beyond the tarp. X comes in to score. Stowers pushes to third, and Augustin, the trail man, follows behind. It's an RBI double for Augustin Ramirez to plate Xavier Edwards. Threat nowhere close to being over, but the Marlins strike first. It's 1-0 right away. The threat wasn't over. There was a fielder's choice and a really wonky play to score 2 against Tanner Bybee and cap off that 3-run first. 1-1 to Lopez. That one reached for and a bouncing ball over to short. Arias is coming home with the throw, and they will get Stowers. Stowers broke for the plate, but the ball got away from Hedges, and now Augustin comes in. He scores sliding. He was initially called out by Clint Vondrack, the home plate umpire. It was a bouncing ball over to short and Gabriel Arias. He in one fell swoop fired a BB home. It was on target, a little bit to Hedges' backhand. He swiped a tag on Stowers, and the call was out. But then, after that was done, you saw the ball trickle out of Hedges' glove. I think it was the contact with Stowers.
It was the contact with Stowers on his chest.
It was a really weird play. And again, Kyle Stowers initially called out trying to break for the plate on a fielder's choice. But then after he was called out, you saw the ball just roll away from Austin Hedges. So Stowers, of course he was safe. Hedges didn't have the baseball. And then Augustin Ramirez came in to score. So that capped off the 3-run top of the first. It was really heads up from Augustin on the base paths, seeing that it got away from Hedges. But the Guardians, they had a response. 3 straight singles against Edward Cabrera in the bottom of the first inning, and that 3 straight stretch was capped off by a future Hall of Famer. Martinez on the move. Ramirez lines one into right center field. That's in for a base hit. Martinez speeding into third. He gets the stop sign, but Kwan comes in to score from third base, and that's 3 straight singles against Edward Cabrera. RBI knock for Jose Ramirez, and it's 3-1 Marlins at the bottom of the first. Second one came in the bottom of the first on a misfire from Cappy. 0-1 is cut on and missed. That popped away from Hicks, and that is behind him. He has no idea where the ball is, and Martinez comes in to score from third base. Ramirez follows and pushes to third. That was a wild pitch on a spiked curveball, and now it's a 1-run game. Cleveland 90 feet away from knotting this game at 3 in the bottom of the first. And then a productive out did just that off the bat of Gabriel Arias. Inning. 1-0 is a broken bat, little bouncer over to short. Otto, it hit off the heel of his glove, but he caught it with the bare hand, and he fires to first in time to get Arias, but that is a productive out. Ramirez in to score. RBI 6-3 ground out, and all of a sudden in the bottom of the first, we're tied at 3. Well, the Marlins ended up taking a lead in the top of the fourth thanks to the hot hitting Heriberto Hernandez. A 1 pitch. That one lined and off the backhand of the second baseman, Roquillo, into center field for a base hit. That plates Hicks from third base, and Big Bert stung one up the gut. He'll get an RBI single here, and the Marlins break a 3-3 tie. It's 4-3 Fish in the top of the fourth. But the Guardians had a response an inning and a half later in the bottom of the fifth inning. So leadoff walk issued to Stephen Kwan. He came in to score on an RBI knock from Kyle Manzardo. Manzardo was struck out and walked. And the 2-0 pitch. He slaps that one through the left side. That's a base hit. They're going to hold up Ramirez at third base. Stowers' throw coming home was on target. It was a good hold from Rugi Odor, the Guardians' third base coach. But that is an RBI single for Manzardo, and Cleveland ties it. We're knotted at 4 again, and the threat not over. There's still one away at the bottom of the fifth. And they took a lead off the bat of Arias. 2-1. Arias swings, drives one out to right. That's hanging up. Hernandez slides. He makes the catch, but Ramirez smartly was tagging at third base, and he comes in to score. It was a really nice catch from Heriberto Hernandez on an 105-mile-an-hour liner out to right. Hernandez slides to make the grab, but it's a productive out to plate the fifth run for Cleveland. Sac fly for Arias, scores Ramirez from third. It's 5-4 Guardians at the bottom of the fifth. Then you ran into that bottom of the seventh inning. The Guardians got into the bullpen. It was Valente Belloso that threw in that seventh, and there was a productive out from, or a productive choice off the bat of C.J. Kayfis that ended up giving the Guardians some insurance. 2-1 from Belloso on the way. And Kayfis bounces one over the outstretched glove. Valente, Otto's coming home. The throw is late. Lopez plucked it, the shortstop on the forehand, and he fired home. But Jose Ramirez was off on contact. And with a head-first dive, he slides in to give the Guardians some insurance. Arias pushes to third on that. And it's an RBI fielder's choice for C.J. Kayfis. It's 6-4 Cleveland at the bottom of the seventh. So Kayfis made it 6-4. David Fry gave them even more breathing room. Runners at the corners, 1-2 pitch. That one lined into left for a base hit. Kayfis was on the move. He rounds second, heads to third. Arias trots in and scores from third base. And the throw went to third. It's an RBI single for David Fry. Second run comes in. Threat not over. Still just one man out. And another insurance run. It's 7-4 Cleveland. And the last scoring play we'll play for you. Brian Roquillo, just a hitter later. 0-2 pitch. Roquillo swinging away. He lines one through the right side. He did not like that bunt side, apparently. Another run comes in to score from third. You got Fry wheeling around, going first to third, and the train continues to roll for Cleveland. That's an RBI knock, and it's 8-4 Guardians in the home seventh. Austin Hedges ended the scoring for Cleveland with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the seventh, but 1-2-3 eighth for Nick Enright, and a scoreless ninth finished off by the Guardian closer, Cade Smith, was all she wrote on Thursday. 1-2. That one a line shot right at Arias. The Guardian shortstop is there. He makes the catch about hip high, and he looks up, and this ball game is over. Well, the Marlins strand the bases loaded in the top of the ninth inning, and they fall in the series finale at Progressive Field 9-4, the final score, and the Guardians have taken 6 series in a row. Well, and that was how this ball game sounded. The Cleveland Guardians get the win over the Fish, 9-4, the final score. Coming up next, we'll hear from Clayton McCullough. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the fourth. Opposite of Texas's concern with him. They thought that he was going to be in an insane amount of pain.
Yeah.
Pitch to X. That one stung past the dive of the second baseman. Albies into right center for a base hit. Myers will score from second base, no problem. And Xavier Edwards got to 300 last AB. This time he pushes to 301. Afternoon, getaway day at 1:35. Jen Powell calls balls and strikes. 3-1. That one's sprayed into left field, down the line, long run for Profar. He's still moving. That drops in. It's a fair ball. Hernandez was drifting towards third. Now he gets the run around home, and the throw coming home is late. That was a line hunter. Profar is explaining to the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, that he thought it bounced to the right of the chalk, or the left of the chalk, I should say. Yesterday has hit the skids a bit for his last few games. And the 1-2, that one cracked into right center. That is in for a base hit. That's going to keep on rolling for a while. Marcy around third. He comes in to score, and that's Major League RBI number 2 on hit number 3 from Troy Johnston. Stretching Cappy maybe 10 pitches further than you would if you were on 4. 0-1. Hernandez lifts that one high in the air, out to left and deep. Profar is back at the track. It is gone into the Marlins bullpen. Big Bert again, his 7th home run of the season, and it's a 2-run shot, 5-0 Fish in the top of the 5th. All right, 10th inning show rolls on here on the Marlins Radio Network. The Marlins fall to the Cleveland Guardians 9-4 on Thursday night. Let's hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
This is Jack McMullen with your Miami.
We have Clayton. Let's see.
Finale and the rubber match.
Whoop, sounds like we've got the Marlins minute playing right now. If we have Clayton, that is awesome. If not, I can give
Clayton,
us
just in that 7th inning down 1, what went into the decision to bring in Beoso?
I think it was Beoso's been a really good pitcher for us, and he's done and gone in a variety of spots and collected big outs, and we're right there in that spot that believe that Beoso would, come out as he does on as many times this year and keep us right there and give our offense a chance to come back. He just had a tough one tonight. They just strung some hits together and kind of the first to third merry-go-round, which is a tough spot defensively, and they just credit to them for putting some hits together.
This was kind of a crazy game to start, a couple of runs early for you guys and them. With Cabby, what do you think prevented him from really settling in tonight?
I don't know. I think they came out and were aggressive early in that first inning and, put some hits together. But I think we've said it on a number of occasions that we'll continue to take, and Cabby should continue to take his shots of being aggressive early in the strike zone. And that particular inning, they were able to get some hits early, which is also going to happen. And then thought he, got into a good spot there for, a few innings and ran into a little bit of trouble late with the base hit and the sac fly. For them. So there was some good in this outing, maybe just a little bit more uneven than some of his other starts with some of the command and, a few more walks than we've seen from him. But, he left there with us having a chance to still be in the game.
I felt like it was tough to allow the ball to carry offensively. What did you see from your team approach-wise?
Yeah, I thought we put some good swings on balls that, we maybe, just missed or just didn't catch on the correct part of the bat to, really flush them. I thought we did a nice job early, coming out, and the Gus base running nice send by Blake there as the ball got away to cash in and get an early lead. And so, fought back, able to, hop ahead again, but then we just, weren't able late to really cash in and get enough tonight.
Cabby, did it seem like a lot of his pitches were maybe a little bit higher up in the zone or over the plate?
Well, maybe so. I think he's, it's going to happen. Like he's been so good. Tough to tell from the side sometimes the exact location. I think they just have a team that can, does a good job for the most part moving the ball forward, and they got some hits.
What does say about stuff though that even though I think 6 of the 7 hits were singles, right? So it's not damage.
Yeah, that's part of. It does happen, right? He said he wasn't like he was getting really touched up and ball being driven around the park. They got some hits and put enough balls in play to find holes.
Some of the early defense from Bert in right field.
Yeah, a couple of really nice plays. Going into the net there in foul territory, then one ranging back towards the wall, and then on that, the Arias kind of sinking liner for the sac fly. Nice play coming in. So he made some really good plays.
What are you hoping this weekend in Boston just to find that consistency? What you guys had a week ago.
I think that we'll just come out there and look forward to getting a good start from Sandy tomorrow, and offensively continue just to try to mount innings, stress the opposition, and defensively take care of the ball. I mean, it's there's not a whole lot else other than we just have to try to win a few more moments than that we haven't won here in the last 4 or 5 days.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough after this one. We'll step aside. Back in 2 minutes. We'll say see you when we come back. 10th inning show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network. 33% of the way there.
That's Hall of Famer.
Hit 333. 1-0 pitch. That one looped into shallow left field. Profar coming on. He won't get there. That drops in for a base hit. Hicks going to come in and score. Otto pushes to third, and Jacob Marcy drives in his 4th run at the major league level. This guy's 8 for 17 to open his big league career, and an RBI knock gets the Fish on the board. They trail 2-1 at the top of the second. In the lead. 1-2. That one hit in the air, out to right center. That's deep. That's carrying well. Harris is back at the track. He leaps up. He opens the bullpen door, and that's off the wall. It caroms back into center. Wagaman pushes to third, and 2 runs come in to score. A 2-run triple for Wag Attack. Braves of yesteryear.
No.
3-2. That one hit well. Out to right and deep. Down the line. White on the move. He's looking up, and it's gone. Into the chop house. Graham Pauley. Back-to-back days with a homer. He's got 3 now as a Marlin. And this is a 5-run second. 2-run blast. 5-2 Fish.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th.
Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. The Marlins have stunned the Yankees, shocked New York. And this improbable team, improbable ride, they end up on top, winning in 6 games over the Yankees.
Well, the Marlins fall to the Cleveland Guardians 9-4 on Thursday night in Cleveland. They ship up to Boston literally right now. They hit the air, or they get in the air, and we hit the air tomorrow at 6:30 ahead of a 7:10 first pitch between the Marlins and the Boston Red Sox. Sandy Alcantara gets the ball for the Fish tomorrow against Lucas Giolito. Probables rest of the way. On Saturday, it'll be Cal Quantrill against Brian Bayo at 4:10, and on Sunday at 1:35, Jansen Junk against Garrett Crochet. So again, Sandy and Giolito tomorrow at 7:10. Airtime at 6:30 with Steven Strom and Marlins on deck. Huge thank you to Ahmed Jordan in studio. For Steven, for Gabby, I'm Jack saying so long from Progressive Field. Final score, the Marlins fall 9-4 to the Guardians. This has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1.